Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another weather video. Today we're going to be talking about the next round of severe storms that's going to be moving through the country and how it's going to be pretty dangerous. We've got a lot of tropical activity, a huge temperature pattern change that's going to be coming through, and much more. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of southeastern Florida. Tornado threat for today, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado if you are in east central and southeastern Florida here in Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach, Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, and more. So look out for that. Wind threat for today, you also have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher if you're in that area as well. Hail threat, we do not have a hail threat for today. Now we have nothing for the next couple of days, and that might change, but I don't think it will. But I think that it's once we get to Sunday here that things start to get really concerning, as they've already issued a day 4 slight risk of severe weather. So on Sunday, you already have a 15% chance to see severe storms if you're anywhere from the DFW Metroplex back up through Tulsa, okay? So you gotta look out for that. We're expecting damaging winds, large hail, and possibly even a tornado or two. And then even going into Monday, we have another slight risk issued for the same storm by the time it'll be in this area in the Dixie Alley. This is going to be your classic dangerous fall storm setup here for Alexandria back to Jackson and not quite out to Birmingham. So look out for that. National Hurricane Center here, we have potential tropical cyclone 22. Okay, this did actually end up forming into at least a potential tropical cyclone now, but it's not likely to make landfall anywhere at all. Okay, so technically we are dealing with another tropical system out here, but it's really not a big deal. And then this disturbance has a 0% chance to form now, the one by Florida, so we don't need to worry about that. I will say potential tropical cyclone 22 could bring some gusty winds to places like the Dominican Republic and Cuba, so look out for that. Eastern Pacific, we do have a disturbance that has a 20% chance to form the next 7 days and a 10% chance to form the next 48 hours. Moving it on to the Central Pacific, you can see it's not likely to make landfall in Hawaii, so it's not really a big deal. Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is for November 22nd to November 26th, where we have an area across portions of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and more that's going to have a 70 to 80% chance to see below average temperatures there in the darkest shade of blue. Okay, we're having a huge Arctic blast roll in, so you got to look out for that. Okay, it's going to get very cold very quickly. We're also going to have an area on the west coast that's going to have a 60 to 70% chance to see above average temperatures in the extreme western bits of California there in the red, so you got to look out for that as well. Warmer in the west, cooler in the east. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, we're going to have an area in the northwestern coastline of the United States. It's going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see below average precipitation, so you have to look out for that. Okay, this is it's going to create some drought conditions. It's not going to be too devastating, as we have gotten a lot of rainfall in this area over the past few weeks, but still something you need to look out for. And then I'd like to point out that across really the entirety of the southern and the eastern U.S. coastline, we have at least a 33 to 40% chance to see above average precipitation. Some areas even more, so I'm not sure what that's about, but it just looked pretty interesting, so I thought I'd mention it. 8 to 14 day outlooks, 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. We are still going to have our Arctic blast here. It's now going to be centered mainly in the Ohio Valley, and it's going to have a 60 to 70% chance to see below average temperatures in the darkest shade of blue there. So you got to look out for that. It's not going to be quite as brutal, but it's still going to bring some chilly temps to this area. And then on the west coast, once again, not quite as extreme, but we're still going to have an area in the darkest shade of orange that's going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see above average temperatures, so look out for that. 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, nothing major to talk about. Finally, watches, warnings, and advisories, okay? We've got a lot of special weather statements in effect for portions of the Ohio Valley, okay? And that's mainly because of fire danger, alright? Gusty winds will bring extreme fire danger to some of these areas here, from southeastern Indiana all the way back over to the Virginia ocean border, okay? So you have to look out for that. Some very likely fire conditions are going to be possible, okay? I actually don't know what that red thing is. I would think that's a flash flood warning, but I've just pulled up here on Radar Omega and it's not. Okay, it's a fire warning. Okay, so apparently in Gatlinburg, there is a fire warning. So, a burn siren ban is now in effect immediately, okay? So you got to be careful. EAS activation looks like it did go off, right? So very high fire danger in this area. I think I've hammered that in enough. Winter weather advisories are going to be kind of scattered over portions of the northwest, but really that's going to be a pattern that we're going to see for all of winter, so it's not really a huge deal. We could get a couple inches of snow, but the main threat with it will be gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour in Wyoming. And then up in Washington, we could see quite a bit of snow, I guess, but overall, it's nothing too major. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.